All righty. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here and for being part of the Engage family. Happy Sunday to everyone. This is being live streamed to YouTube for those of you that are joining us there. Thank you. And for those of you that are here with us live on this Zoom, thank you. Today, as you can see there from the thumbnail, as we started out, it's a day of stories. Facts tell, stories sell, and these are stories about the world's most scientifically validated micronutrient supplements. In fact, I'm going to just go right to the front page of our science booklet. I'm going to just pull it up here onto the screen. Engage, the micronutrient company, the science behind the world's most scientifically validated micronutrient supplements. That's what we're going to be talking about here today. And you can see there at the bottom of the page, I really like how our logo is prominent, and right underneath that purpose, that mission statement, bringing health and goodness to the world. We're going to be talking about these very incredible opportunities as people's lives change, as the health and the goodness really just goes all around. So I'm still getting some music, some background music, Jonathan. I don't know if we can close that down there. Okay. Anyway, great to have you all here with us. Before we get underway, I think it's important, particularly as we are talking about stories, we're talking about how these products have truly empowered people to change their lives. I'm going to be sharing some stories, and I hope many of you feel comfortable and confident coming forward and just describing how Dr. Prasad's products, by supporting your body from a nutritional standpoint, how your body has responded. It's important that we take care of these things with a disclaimer first. I'm going to pull it up here onto the screen and just follow along with me. These statements and comments have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This information is solely for educational purposes only and includes recent advances in research on micronutrients. Engage, the micronutrient company, does not claim that our products diagnose, treat, cure, heal, or prevent any disease or injury. However, Engage's products are formulated to address nutritional deficiencies and supply the body with the required nutrients. It's important to note that nothing here is meant to be a substitute for professional medical treatment or a consultation with your primary healthcare provider. So with that being taken care of, it's out of the way. I'm going to just lead out by having just sharing with you something that we heard just this last week. In fact, on Tuesday evening, Beth Sturdivant, one of our leaders, invited many guests on to share their testimonies. And one of the individuals there was Dr. Linda Gregerson, and she explained in her own situation what happened. Excited about the new GLP-1 boost product. And in the process of experiencing this GLP-1 boost, it was amazing. She started out and as having a great experience with it, and it had been a while since she had done one of the tests that she does with so many of the patients that come into her office for body balancing. And the way that she tests is through a scientific means called dark field microscopy. So they go in and prick a finger, get a little drop of blood, put it under a microscope, and it is live. It is live blood that she is able to get some pictures of. And it was amazing what she found out, or what her body, by supporting it from a nutritional standpoint and adding the GLP-1 boost into her regimen, as that is balancing the hormones in the body, what was represented in her case under the microscope. And she shared this with us on Tuesday evening. So really amazing. What I'm going to do as we begin this Sunday of testimonies is share a slide that Dr. Gregerson had provided for us as she described what I just shared with you. And so here's a picture of her blood, and you can see there LG is Linda Gregerson, and you can see that the little round circles looks like a kind of black dots with halos around them. Those are the red blood cells. But what was really eye-catching or concerning for Dr. Gregerson was the other patches of things in between her blood. And look at the relative size. In fact, when she has it down there at the bottom, she actually labels it as massive mold. And so when you're looking at that, I wasn't aware that you can have mold in your blood, but where else? If you've got exposure and things are going on, this is what Dr. Gregerson pointed out. And so you can see these blobs, you can see these different formations, and actually something that looks like it's got kind of a little blue and orange ring around it. These are all indicators of cellular decline and a lot of other stuff, dis-ease going on within the blood. And again, this was just under dark field microscopy. And as Dr. Gregerson described it, what what I'm going to do is share with you her experience and what she did. So she has already taken the micro daily just at the maintenance dose, and when she saw this in her blood, she realized that she needed to take actually measures that would indicate and include what Dr. Prasad talks about as a therapeutic dose. And so let me just move this up here on your screen, and if you can see, 4 days later, taking 9 micro daily capsules 3 times a day, instead of just taking 3 in the morning and 3 in the evening like it states on the bottle. Dr. Gregerson took matters into her own hands and upped that dose. And in 4 days, this is the difference for it to be represented in her blood. So there is these, massive mold, these other diseases going on in her blood. And 4 days later, you can see here on your screen, she took just a single picture. Look at the size. Yes, there was still a little bit of, you can see dis-ease there, or cellular decline. But look at the just the ratio of size of what was there. 4 days of a therapeutic dose. Now, this is typically what Dr. Prasad has recommended for cancers. But look, when you give the body the support it needs, it doesn't have to take months. It can literally just be days or weeks for you to correct or support your body to where it's able to correct a problem. And so really amazing here. And this is how I wanted to start out today as we talk about stories. So 4 days later, after taking 9 micro daily 3 times a day, is how she had labeled the slides. She says, I could only find one slide with anything in it. And look at the 4 days before, she's grabbed 3 slides there with all kinds of stuff that's going on. And just truly 4 days later on a therapeutic dose, she says, I could only find one slide with anything in it. Amazing. She also provided for us after they dried the blood, actually, after it's dried there, they can use a different lens and get a color version as to what's going on in the blood, and you can see quite a difference in what's happening in between. If you were to kind of zoom in, you can see those white spaces in between the red blood cells and those white spaces with the little dots inside there. Those dots are once again indicative of cellular decline, just other aspects of what's going on in the blood. And then 4 days later, you can see how the body on its own has evened out the red blood cells, and how that there is less of those voids, those gaps of other stuff in the blood. Anyway, just truly amazing that Dr. Gregerson was able to share this with us. So that with it being Mother's Day today, she's had family plans and could not be on for today, but I wanted to just share these slides for your benefit. Again, look at the difference. It's just, I never tire of seeing such incredible responses from our body. And this is just 4 days of doing a therapeutic dose. I know that here a couple of weeks ago, Helen had oral surgery. She had a little bit of infection that had been sequestered down inside of her jawbone. The doctor had to go in and actually do some surgical procedures in order to access that, to open it up, to allow it to drain. And so Helen did that same approach. Let's up the dose. Let's do a therapeutic dose for a few weeks. And in fact, it was just a few days for Helen, and she was feeling so much better. In fact, didn't require any of the antibiotics, didn't require any of uh, the pain meds. It was all just a nutritional support of her body at a higher than normal dose, and I made just an absolutely outstanding just effect in her body. I know that we have others that are here on the call that would love to share their testimonies. I've heard quite a few testimonies over this last week as we have been traveling. You see behind me, this is not the typical brick wall where we're at home. This is actually at our son's place in southern Utah. We're here celebrating Mother's Day with our oldest son and his family. Just grateful to be here, grateful to be part of it, and I'm grateful that Helen is in my life. One other thing that I would like to share, though, before I just open up to others, is Tuesday evening, we also had a gentleman on talking about a circulatory condition that he had. And I've got some of the slides that he shared with us, kind of a before and after, where what I shared with you just moments ago here with Dr. Gregerson was a 4-day response. This gentleman had a 10-year issue with circulation, and particularly his lower extremities, his legs. The blood was able to pump down, but it was difficult for it to get it back up and clear out the garbage and take away the toxins. And so he had developed sores over a 10-year period. It had gotten so bad that his that it was encouraged that they come in twice a week to have the bandages changed, to have wound care being done in a surgical center because of the severity of it. But it had become almost cost prohibitive because it was so much, over $2,000 a week just to go in and have these issues taken care of, and even with insurance coverage there were co-pays, and just it was a difficult situation. So he came on and shared with us as microdaily, the micronutrients came into his life, the differences that he experienced. And again, these are just pictures that were shared on Tuesday evening I was so grateful that we are having this Sunday here on Mother's Day to reference again some of these incredible experiences, and where we have these pictures. Pictures are worth more than 1,000 words here in a situation like this, where we can graphically see. And I mentioned that term graphically. If any of you are averse to open wounds and sores, please turn away here for a moment. But what I'd like to show and represent here is the progression over a 2-month period. So in about 8 weeks of just taking the micro daily internally, this gentleman had this kind of a response. And what I like to point out is that the whole reason that he had access to these products is through his wife. His wife works at the audiology department in Costco, where they would fit people with hearing aids. They would do hearing tests and then fit people with hearing aids. And during a conversation with one of our affiliates, this lady learned about microdaily and was encouraged to help her husband out. And 2 months later, these are the results that we're seeing, just because of a chance encounter at Costco in the process of checking somebody's hearing. So these are the pictures. And again, those of you that are averse to open wounds, understand that it had progressed to a point for almost 10 years where he was having difficulties with his circulation. It's going to be a before picture of the back of his calf on his left leg. So 2 pictures, left leg. And then I'm going to go to his right leg, a before and after picture there. So again, take a look at this. This is his body as it responded to a nutritional intervention, a support provided internally by just giving the body what it needs. This is the results that he had. Again, this is the left calf, and I'm going to pull it up here onto the screen. And 3, 2, 1, here we go. All right, so you are seeing there some pretty severe open and oozing wounds there. The left picture is that left calf, and you can see the severity of it. And then just truly 2 months later, that same left calf, and what is now remaining. You can see that yes, there is still some sores there. There's still some difficulty with the skin, but imagine 10 years of not being able to control this, and it getting progressively worse. And then now just intervention, nutritional intervention with the micro daily products. And he was taking the Core4. According to Dr. Prasad, the Core4, I'm just going to pull it up here onto the screen. The Core4 is an approach using the microdaily EMF as the foundational flagship micronutrient formulation for our bodies. The probiotic daily, so that we are getting the absorption of all of the nutrition because our gut is in balance. The omega-3 daily, because our bodies cannot produce omegas on their own. We have to get it through supplementation, and then rounding it out there with that pink tub in the middle, the collagen daily. So what you're seeing right there on your screen, if you were to purchase them individually and as a one-time purchase, you're over $310. By getting them as part of the Dr. Prasad Core4 bundle, you're able to pick those up for $199, just as it is there on your screen. So just get back with the individual who invited you to this this evening of testimonies, and get your questions answered and get your products on order for yourself. So again, this is the Core4. And it's this gentleman's approach. Again, after a meeting with his wife, somebody getting their hearing tested, And then 2 months later, he's noticing this big of a difference on the left calf. And here is the right calf. Quite amazing to see these types of things happen. And I'm so grateful that we have access to this type of information. If it weren't for Beth, one of our legacy leaders, she put together this call on last Tuesday evening, and I had these pictures left over from her presentation. I just wanted to share those with everybody here this evening. We've got 74 people on, and then those that have joined us on YouTube Live. So it's just a fantastic opportunity to start out today here on Mother's Day, talking about how these products are really impacting people's lives. And those two experiences are just amazing. So I've taken about 20 minutes to set the stage, make sure that y'all understand that we did state the disclaimer. We're not here to diagnose, treat, cure, heal, or prevent any disease or injury. We are here to just support the body from a nutritional foundation. So if there is anyone that would like to come forward, please raise your hand. And we'd love to hear the stories of what you have experienced. In fact, we've got individuals that are on here that have been using the products for going on probably 9 or 10 years. And I'd like to hear from some of you. There's also people that were on here, and a month ago, they had just started. And so we want to hear what's happened in just the last month for you. And it looks like Cassie is the first one with her hand up. If you're comfortable opening up your microphone and your camera, we'd love to see you, Cassie. And there she is. We'll pull you up here onto the screen. Hi, Cassie. Great to have you here. We'll add you up to the spotlight and share with us what's gone on in your life as it relates to these products. Go ahead.
Well, as of, I guess I'm one of those that are within that month range of using the Micro Daily and the Core4. My mom is 93 years old and she has dementia, and I've been caring for her for about 10 years now. And I started her on the Micro Daily as well as the Brain Boost. And I would say about 3 or 4 days. Normally, when she goes to bed, she'll say, "Where is my bed?" And then I'll have to tell her, go through the hole in the wall, which is, the hallway, and then turn to the right. That's your bedroom. But here recently, within the past 4 days, honestly, she has been getting right up after she may eat breakfast or lunch or whatever, and she just walks straight to her bedroom. It is amazing. I just never would have believed that. It's the product is simply amazing. And I'm not the one that throws that word around, a lot. It's just really been very good, and I'm seeing good progress from her. And her blood pressure is normally 150 something, 160 something. She's on about 3 different blood pressure medications. And I noticed she's been sleeping a lot because I still, give her the capsules along with her medication. And I've been ongoing checking her blood pressure, and it's down to 121, 127. So I'm taking her to the doctor next week. Hopefully she'll take her off of it. And if she doesn't, I'm going to play doctor and just, remove a couple just to see what's going to happen. But she's doing quite well. I'm so impressed. Thank you, Dr. Prasad. This is really wonderful. I'm enjoying this journey too, Jeff.
Wow. Well, Cassie, that is exciting. And what would you pay to have that extra time back with your mom, and being able to have that experience? Wow. Thank you for sharing us that with us, particularly on a day like today where we are celebrating our moms. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we have Rebecca. She has her hand up, and I'm going to go ahead and include you here on the spotlight. Rebecca, go ahead and share with us how your body or the bodies of somebody close to you has has benefited from these products. So go ahead.
I was telling a story about my friend's mom. She's been walking around, she's been eating, but all of a suddenly, she had to go on hospice, and she wasn't able to eat that much, and she developed a sore. And I, she, my friend, she finally put on a micro daily. I don't know why, but she put it on it because she loved her mom. And she put it on it, and the sore started to go away where it wasn't draining anymore. And she started eating more and started drinking more. So today she's doing good.
That is awesome. And so how do you know how many weeks it's been, or what's the time frame there, Rebecca?
Just last month, that just all of a sudden happened. She just put her on hospice. I was like, what happened? She was walking a little, but now she's trying to get out of bed because she's been in the bed because she couldn't drink. She could eat. Now she's going to get her something to eat, and she's drinking, and she put the microdale in her applesauce. So that helped. And I told her to do it about 3 times at least a day.
Wow, amazing. Thank you, Rebecca. Again, what an incredible story. And this is all about stories. And it looks like two moms are now benefiting from them. Thank you. Thank you for being part of this. All right, Gretchen Daniels. Gretchen, you're up. And yes, keep raising the hands. This is awesome. This tribute to ladies that are benefiting from these products. I know everybody doesn't celebrate the holidays, but we can say for our moms, we're grateful for you. And so Gretchen, share with us what you've experienced or somebody close to you has shared. Go ahead.
Well, this is about my mother. I started her on the original microdaily and the probiotic and the iBoost. And it's been about a little over a month, maybe a month and a half. And she used to sleep. She used to sleep all day. I'm not going to tell you the age yet. She used to sleep. She'd get up, do some volunteer work, and then sleep after eating lunch, and wouldn't wake back up maybe until, say, 4:30, 5 o'clock. But since she's been on the microdaily, if she takes a nap, it may be a 20, 30-minute nap, and then she's up the rest of the day. She has been cooking. She cooked a hen. She cooked greens. She made like 4 or 5 cakes. She got up early in the morning, yesterday morning, and made a peach pie from scratch. She does this crumble crust peach pie. No, you can't have the recipe. Anyway, she she has been just energetic, very in tune to what's happening, giving so many people advice, and just talking and acting like she's in her 70s. Now, she's 90. She'll be 91 in July. And she went to the doctor, and I put her on the original because of her kidneys, and her numbers are getting better. And they're trying to figure out what's going on. So she's going to the doctor again at the beginning of the month, and that's when I'll get the results from the 2 months apart to see exactly how much she's improved, and I'll let you all know. But I'm excited.
Awesome, Gretchen. And in fact, with your team, we've had a couple of calls in the last week or two, and you've had some great experiences of people that, because you've shared the microdaily micronutrients with them, they have shared with others, and it was very exciting here just a Friday night.
Yes.
the conversation that we had. Maybe some of those people that shared on Friday night would be comfortable coming forward and talking to those that are on the call today. So thank you, Gretchen, for your help. All righty, so we've got another one up here. This is Miss Jeannie, and Jeannie and I have done several three-way phone calls. Some of them just even as early as yesterday. So what would you like to share or relate to everyone here today?
So a lot of people know about my experience being a 40+ year traumatic brain injury survivor. And I just want to share how the therapeutic dose, which I believe you shared at the beginning, 9 capsules 3 times a day, that along with the collagen, I wanted to share how that's helped my brain function. It's the first time I took the collagen with the therapeutic dose. It was as if I was still struggling just on the therapeutic dose, but when I added the collagen together, and my understanding is Dr. Prasad creates these products to work together synergistically. But when I added the collagen, it was as if somebody turned the lights on in my brain. And I began, so I actually began, I loved it so much, I started doing some days twice. And I was quickly running out of product. So I'm going to place another order tomorrow. And I'm going to get enough so that I can take the therapeutic dose of the micro daily along with some of the boosts, but twice a day with the collagen. And it just feels like it really supports the healing process, which is what my body is needing right now, because I've only been on, this high level of dosing since about February. And, this is an old issue. There's a lot of garbage to clean up. And one other thing to add to that. So initially, when I first started doing this, I couldn't sit at the computer and work maybe an hour a day. It was challenging just to work an hour a day. Right after starting the collagen, immediately I could work 3 hours. The next day it was 6 hours, and it just kept going up and up and up. And so to me, it's worth the investment because it pays, it pays off in the long run. Anyway, thank you.
Well, thank you, Jeannie. And again, it's been fun to do some three-way phone calls with you and meet some of the people that you care about. And that's the way this is all shared. It's just one person talking to another. So thank you for coming on and sharing your experience with everybody here today on this Sunday. All right, Pamela Blackwell, I'm going to have you come up here next. And I'm going through the list, and there is an old friend of ours, and I don't know if he is able to come forward, but Gary Pratt out of Idaho, if you're available to come forward and just share your long-term testimony here with your son Jared, that might be an awesome thing to do. If you're available, Gary, I just see you. I see you here as one of the 82 participants. But it'd be great to have you come forward if you're available. So, Pamela, you're up here next. We'll add the spotlight, and yes, if you could share.
Hello, hi everybody.
Hello.
So I can tell my story a little bit better. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah. We're good. Loud and
Can you
clear.
hear me? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good. I don't know if my sister is on. I wanted to invite her to come on with me if she could. Tammy. Shelby.
I'm here.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, good. So my sister was here visiting with me, and she went to the doctor. She went to the doctors with me, and while we were there at the doctor's, since I had started the micro daily in what was that, Tammy? November? No,
End of October.
end of October. Okay.
October, yes.
So I introduced the micro daily to him and what I was taking, and at the time my numbers were for my kidneys. I'm suffering from in the fifth stages of kidney failure, and my numbers were 13 when I started. He told my sister that everything was good, and in the process of all of that, I was offered a kidney that I ended up turning down because I didn't have my doctor's permission. He didn't know what was going on. He was out of the country. So when he comes back, he was like, "Oh, you didn't take the kidney?" And I said, "No, you wasn't around for me to say, okay, yes, take the kidney." But when he seen my numbers, he told my sister, he said, "I would have denied your kidneys." He said, "I would have denied you taking this kidney at this time because your numbers are up. I'm at 18 now. My blood pressure is down. I was on 5 different medications. He's now taking me down to 2 medications on my blood pressure medication." So he said, everything, my blood work is good, potassium is good, everything is great. And he said he's going to monitor me for the next 3 months to see what's going on. As long as those numbers and I'm stable, he said, I'm really good at a stable point. And right now, having a kidney transplant is not an option at this point. Or having I usually don't say it right,
Fistula.
put in, because they wanted me to put one, fistula, just in case of an emergency. He said, I'm not even offering that either. He said, we're just going to keep you on standby. We're just going to watch you. And then he said, well, he offered me to go on the GLP. What was that medicine he wanted me to go on? The one he was offering.
Wegovia. He wanted you to do Wegovia.
Yes. So my sister said, are you going to sit here and tell him what you're doing? So finally I said, well, we're on a natural GLP from my Engage Global. And I said, I'm gonna do that. He was like, good. He said, but a natural? And my sister was like, yes. He said, oh, I gotta see this.
Yeah, he said, show me. Can you show me? Can you show me now? And so I pulled it up on my phone and I showed him. He was really amazed. He's like, wow, this is all natural. This is all natural. It's herbal. And he said, get me that information. I know more people that can use this. Oh, and he also took Pam off of her.
Story.
He also took you off of your Farxiga. He took her off the Farxiga.
Wow. That's what we love to hear, ladies. I mean, 2 sisters taking care of each other. And what an amazing response that your body has had there, Pamela. That's amazing. Thank you for coming forward and sharing and then demonstrating how much you care about each other. Awesome story, both of you. Wow. Happy Mother's Day to you both as well. So
Thank you.
You're welcome. All righty. Gary, don't know if you were able to come forward. Open up your microphone, Gary Pratt out of Idaho. Let's see if I can still see you here in the. Yeah, you're still in our participants. Gary, is it possible for you to come forward and share your experience with your son Jared? I mean, it's a name I haven't seen for a while here in our participants list, so I'm kind of catching him off guard. While we're waiting for Gary to respond, is there anyone else that would like to come forward? We got about 20 minutes, a little less than 20 minutes to go. And Gretchen, you've got your hand up again, and we'll pull you up here onto the screen. So there we go. Hello.
I forgot to mention about the eye boost.
Okay.
Because Mom was saying how the glare from the televisions and from her computer, because she does a lot of letter writing, how it was hurting her eyes. So she started wearing these glasses. They're like supposed to cancel out the blue on the screen and help her to watch television without having that glare issue. And we were sitting and she was watching television. She's been watching TV for the past week. Hasn't asked for the glasses.
Please, it cost me $100.
Awesome.
Yeah. She
That is
had
awesome.
asked for those glasses once. And then she said, I used to have those things floating around in my eyes, and I don't see that anymore. I don't have any of that anymore. So I was like, okay, I'm just sitting here listening to her saying things, and I'm like, okay, just to see how she's progressing. And she mentions it, and I just take note of it. So I had to mention that, because that I
what a
was
joy.
really, really doing it.
What a joy. What a joy. All righty. Thank you, Gretchen. Great story. And I do see my friend Gary. It is you, Gary. Great to have you here with us. Go ahead.
How are you?
Oh my goodness, tremendous. It's been a minute or two since we've had you on a call, but why don't you give everybody a little bit of background as to what's gone on in your life, and hopefully you're going to tell us Jared's still doing really well. So I'm going to turn the time over to you, Gary Pratt, out of Idaho.
Well, I've been trying to get Jared in front of this, but he won't do it. So we'll just, he's so good looking kid. And, you know, several years ago, we were afraid for him. Jared, would you close the blind over here on this one side? Just a minute and I'll do that. Oh, here we go. There, maybe that'll work better. There we go. Anyway, you know, I'm not a young kid anymore. And I kind of had a scare with my son, Jared, because his mother said, Jared has cancer. And we've taken him over to the hospital in Pocatello, Idaho. And they said, wow, you've got to go get some real help. So we went off to Salt Lake City, the Huntsman, which is one of the best for radiation to help take care of folks. And they found out that when he actually carried his phone in his right pocket, when he'd go by one of these antennas, it would shoot this radiation into his leg. And what it did is affected his testicle. And so he went through the whole process at the Huntsman. Actually, they're related to us. And so we've had some good visits with Mr. Huntsman when we were there. But after a period of time, they says, Jared, there's not anything we can do for you. And I said, well, doctor, are you just sending him home to die? And he said, well, there's nothing more we can do. And then he thought for him, he says, well, we can give him some more treatment, I suppose. And I said, well, isn't that treatment just killing the cells, both good and bad cells? And he said, yes. We said, well, that's probably not good enough. So we'll have to look further. And so we found a place in Arizona that was available to us. And he got enrolled over there, and they did all kinds of things for him over a period of several months. And while he was in that process, there came a point where he got a big ball underneath his chin. And it affected his lung and his stomach. I don't know, there are other places he had cancer, and it scared him. And they said, well, Jared, you know, we really can't do more for you. It's scary, you know. There's a possibility that if you get some stem cells, and they cost a lot of money, that maybe that might be able to save him and save his life. And said, okay, well, we would do this. And it was long around Thanksgiving and toward the end of the year. And during that time, I found out about microdaily, MMF at that time. And so I ordered that and gave it to him, plus some other things. And So we'd been home and they were going to go back on the next Monday after New Year's and pick up all this stuff and find out a place. We found a place in Mexico, a place back east for sale, for these stem cells. And they finally went through the Christmas holidays and went over to back to Arizona. We have a place over there that he was staying at, and went in to pick up their stuff at the place. And doctor said, well, we need to have a picture of all of your cancer so that when you go wherever you go, that they'll know what to treat and how to treat it and how to follow it. He said, well, we would keep you here if you'd let us to cut your leg off. And Jared said, no way. No way. So when they took the pictures and came back, they were just almost white. Looking at Jared and says, I don't know what's happened to you, Jared, but you don't have any cancer in your body. And to us, that was pretty exciting. And he's been fine ever since. He's had regular checkups and no return of any kind of cancer. And he's a delightful boy, glad that he still has his leg. And he thinks that, I know that he knows. I've made sure that he gets his micro daily every single day. And as far as that goes, and he's a healthy young man. But when it comes down to it, he's thinking that he's blessed because of that. They know he takes it. His mother takes it every day. Lots of other people that that are important to him take it. So that's where we are. You haven't seen me for a while, Jeff, because
No.
I've had a lot of things to do. And I tune in every once in a while, and we get a little embarrassed by showing our age. I'll be 86 this year. So it makes you wonder whether or not you want to turn on a camera,
Well, I'm so glad that you did, Gary, and to see your name there in the participants list, and just to do a follow-up, it's been almost 9 years
a long time.
And to have Jared still cancer free. You're one of the first ones that we draw a lot of strength and energy from your testimony of Jared, and the way that people have something to look forward to. So thank you for taking some time here on this Mother's Day, and acknowledging the blessings that are.
Well, I've had others Jeff, I've had others too that have benefited that had cancer. So I just want to let you know that vitamin E acesulfate kills cancer.
Yeah.
That was developed by Dr. Prasad. There are so many other things in that product that help the body get rid of cancer.
That's right.
And it's absolutely amazing. I even thought that if I had to, I could live on it. It's absolutely amazing. Because we go to our vitamins and we say, well, what vegetable can I eat, or what can I take that will give me the strength that I need? I had a thing the other day. I was noticing under my arm here that it was starting to look like I was old. And I started ordering out the collagen, and I thought, oh, I better start taking collagen. As you can see, I need more collagen in my face and my neck.
You look great. You look great.
My arms are looking better, I'll tell you. That's anyway. That's testimony.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good to see you. I hope everything's going well with you.
It's amazing. We'll give you a call. There's people that we want to help you connect with. So thank you. Thank
Okay.
you.
All
All
right.
righty.
Thank you.
You bet. You bet. Bernard, my goodness, we get you popping here on with us. Oh, no. In fact, now we got Chris. We got Chris first and then Bernard. Go ahead, Chris.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry you couldn't
you'll need to
step in there
unmute.
myself.
You'll need to unmute.
Everybody, can you hear me okay?
Yes, now we can. Go ahead.
Hi, Jeff. Thank you so much for having me on. Sorry, Bernard, to cut you, but we've heard a lot from you, but you're one of my teachers and you're inspiring. I just have to say, I've been on Microdaily for just about a year. It started with the car accident. I got on the eye boost right away, and I actually had eye surgery for the first time in my life, had to be put under. Well, I made such a quick recovery. I actually brought the bottle of eye boost into the surgeon. This is an ocular plastics surgeon, and there's only one in the state of Maine. And he took me in and he gifted me the surgery. Microdaily has not only changed my life, but it has given me spiritual, physical, and mental capacity that I have never had before in my life. And I'm a pretty healthy guy. I'm a Tai Chi teacher. I'm a holistic health coach and a lot of other things. I have so much to say, and I know there's not a lot of time left on this call, but I'll just keep jumping on every Sunday to be with everyone because you are all my family, and I mean it. And I'm so blessed, and everyone is a miracle. We were all born a miracle. And so without using certain terms, we all deserve to continue to be that miracle and expect those miracles when you're part of this family. And there's a reason. Now I know why Dr. Prasad and Dave named it Engage Global, because this is a global movement. And I just wanted to say a couple of things. I was speaking on behalf of my mother today, who's not alive. I shared this with the family in Utah. My mother took her own life 12 years ago. I know for a fact, and I'll tell you this, everyone here listening, please, I'm a little bit nervous, but I've decided to build up the courage based on these testimonies we've heard just before. My mother would be alive today if she had access to these micronutrients, and I would have given them to her if I had known about them then. However, in her stead, she's doing greater work from the other side. We can still save, help, be with anyone, whether there is an advanced disease state or whether they're already young and healthy. And it's like, if we all put $50,000 in the bank when we were 15, we'd all be millionaires kind of thing. So the one thing I'm teaching, and this has put my health coaching to work finally in the right way, is that it's never too late or never too early to get on these supplements. I have to tell you folks, I've been questioning my ability to pay for a double Core4 or to get on double doses. But since hearing the doctors and seeing the slides with the mold and the contamination, I decided to start taking 6 microdailies 3 times a day. So you're looking at a human experiment in the making. I have further mental clarity. I feel the scar tissue is being healed in certain parts of my body. I'm a Tai Chi teacher, okay? And I still have healing inside of there that's so difficult to get to. Physically, mentally, but my substrate of my body, I can feel myself being rebuilt into a better me. And I also just want to say Happy Mother's Day to everyone. I'm so glad all of the mothers that are living and all of the mothers that have been before, we honor them today. And I also want to speak just briefly and really quickly for my friend Brenda. She's 87. She's one of my delightful preferred customers. After 4 months on Microdaily, just maintenance dose with sleep boost, she contracted RSV and pneumonia. I didn't see her. I followed up with her a couple of months into her supplements. I didn't see her for a couple of months. I moved out of town and then back. Well, she'd been in the hospital twice after I said, "How are you doing?" And she goes, "Well, I've been in the hospital." I was like, oh my God. Her doctor said that it was more likely that she could have died if she had not been on these supplements. And I am going to have her on a subsequent call She's a delightful friend. And again, I've got so much more to say. Jeff and Helen, it's been amazing meeting you and being inspired by everyone. And thank you for the time. I'll be back to say more and do more. Thank you, everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chris. That was amazing. Really amazing. And so, gosh, I couldn't think of a better way to back clean up for all of us than to have our legacy leader, Bernard Dean, come forward and spend a few moments here with us on this call. Looks like he's in his car and just couldn't wait to be part of all of this. So, Bernard, the floor is yours. Thank you so much. We can hear you. You're looking great.
I want to take the opportunity, first of all, to congratulate Chris. Because actually, he really put an ending to this call in a good way. And Chris, I cannot wait to hear your further experiences, because I believe today you just became an ambassador in the making. So I just want to congratulate you on that. And thank you for sharing. I know it took a lot of courage, but I believe the best from you is yet to come. I'm going to be very brief because the timing factor, but I will give you a update in regard to the gentleman 2 months ago that called me and told me that he had 2 months to live. And I've been keeping everybody kind of abreast on that. I'll let you know that it's about 2.5 months since that phone call. And he made a decision. The doctor told him that he could take chemotherapy, but it would prolong it just a little bit. But basically, he was gone in 2 months. Well, he's been on now a therapeutic dose of micro daily probiotic for 2.5 months. And Don is his name. And I'll just say that because I got to get permission to actually get his last name out there. But hopefully he'll come on the next time we come on for testimonials. But Don, I talked to him day before yesterday. And Don says he's doing so well over the 2 months. It's been 2.5 months, but he told me, he says, I was at the doctor's last week. He said they were going back and forth, and they couldn't believe that my cancer hasn't spread it at all. And he said they were making a recommendation to cut the rest out of me. He said, but Bernard, I feel so good. He said, there's just a little pressure on my spleen. He said, but I feel so good that I went back to work. He says, why would I let them cut on me? And I see all these improvements in 2.5 months. He said, I'm still living. I'm living well. So we did have a talk about the pressure on his spleen. And Dr. Prasad recommended for him the last 2.5 months, for those that are on the call, that therapeutic dose. He's taken 27 capsules basically a day, but he's using 1 hydro in there. And he's taking that 27 capsules a day. He's been doing it for 2.5 months. Dr. Prasad told him to take a probiotic with every dose, which means he's taking 3 of those every day. And he's been doing that. And he's making dramatic improvements. And of course, we talked to Dr. Prasad about the pressure on his chest based upon the spleen in the back and the pressure on his heart. And he decided that Monday he's going to add heart boosts to the regimen, as well as digestive boosts for his stomach. And because the products have done so well, he said he can't wait to add that to the regimen. And he feels that the micro daily regimen alone has been so much a tremendous help within 2.5 months. He said, why would I let them go in there and start cutting on me when I'm sitting up here talking to them? They're looking at me. He said they're so amazed at how good he looks. He said he's just surprised that they made the recommendation to cut into him and cut the cancer out. He has cancer of the stomach, by the way. His stomach, he just mentioned to me that tumor is huge, but he said it has diminished. And basically, we're waiting and giving update as time goes on. So I'd have to say the therapeutic dose of micro daily has helped it out so much tremendously. And I've got so many other stories, but I just want to thank you for allowing me to share this for a few minutes. And since it's that top of the hour, thank you so much for allowing me to share.
You bet. And thank you for being one of our legacy leaders, Bernard. A lot of people draw strength from what you're doing, and to see how many lives are changing because you said yes. And we got some great leaders, all part of this family, this Micro Daily family. So thanks again for being here and for contributing what you have. And there she is. There's your sweetheart. Great to see you, Shelley. Oh, that's awesome.
She's a freedom too.
Oh my goodness. Jellies of freedom as well. Congratulations, you two. Amazing, amazing. Okay, well, you guys, it's that time, 4:02 here for me in Utah. What an incredible day. This hour has just flown by. If there's anybody that could benefit from what you have experienced today, Jonathan has had this recorded to YouTube. He'll clean up the first part of it here where it played out until we got going, but send it out and then make sure that you follow up with those people that you invited on, and let's help change their lives. We have an amazing and very incredible opportunity, and we certainly are here demonstrating that we care so much for each other. Again, thank you for your participation. Let's go ahead and open up your microphones and express our appreciation and gratitude to all of those that shared their story today. So
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you